Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tyler, and today I am bringing you part 3 of What If Kakashi Adopted Naruto. Now, you guys do love this series a lot, and I'm bringing this because you guys love it so much. So, let's just make sure this video does really well, because this video is going to be potentially over 20 minutes long. And so, let's just destroy this like goal for a guaranteed part 4, which is going to be 3,000 likes. Also, be sure to check out Anime Sage's What If Kakashi Adopted Naruto playlist link in the description. Let's just cut this intro short, guys, and let's just get right into the video now. We start this part off with Kakashi and Sasuke training in the field, and the reason why is because Sasuke wanted to grow stronger. Since the last mission, he was dealt with pretty easily. He wants to improve and show Naruto who's really on top. While that's going on, Naruto and Hinata are currently hanging out, and they would encounter the Sand Trio composed of Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro. It would just be Hinata and Naruto, unlike the canon counterpart where it was Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura. Eventually, after this encounter, Kakashi would then tell Team 7 to meet up, and eventually Team 7 would meet up once again, and Kakashi would then tell him about the Chunin exams. And Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata believe that they're ready for the Chunin exams, and like in canon, Kakashi would test to see if they're all ready, and the 3 members of Team 7 would pass through Kakashi's trial. Now Team 7 is ready for the Chunin exams, and we would cut to Team 7 arriving at the check-in center, and we would also see Team 7 encountering Team Guy for the first time, and Neji seeing Hinata for the first time would just talk some trash. Naruto would actually hear and witness Neji's trash talking on Hinata, and Naruto would then come to her defense, and he would then say, "Watch who you're talking to." And Neji would then get in a fighting stance, and he would then say, "Oh, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna hit me?" And Naruto would then get in a fighting stance himself, and he would then say, "Actually, yeah, I am going to do that." And right as Naruto gets ready to charge and Neji gets ready to defend himself, Rock Lee would then intercept the both of them and tells them both to knock it off. At that point, Naruto is kind of confused, and Neji just smirks, and he would then say, "Back off, kid. I'll deal with you later in the Chunin exams. Hell, you might not even make it through the first round." Naruto would then look at Neji, and he would then say, "Oh, we'll see about that." And so Team 7 goes in to try and check in, and like in the original, Rock Lee would actually stop them from checking in. And Rock Lee sees how Naruto is confident he can beat Neji, and Rock Lee believes he and Naruto shall fight to determine who's going to defeat Neji and who is truly Neji's rival. Rock Lee versus Naruto goes somewhat similar to that of Sasuke versus Lee. However, Naruto would have been slightly above that of canon Sasuke, and I can see Naruto being able to block 2 or 3 attacks from Rock Lee before getting launched into the air, and Rock Lee would attempt to use the first gate, but Might Guy stops Lee, and Naruto knows that he's going to have to get a lot stronger if he's going to want to beat Lee, Neji, and even that Gaara guy he met not too long ago. Anyways, Team 7 would proceed to trial through the first round of the Chunin exams like in canon, because I don't see too many differences in the first round, so Team 7 still passes through it pretty easily, and well, we can now move on to the Forest of Death. Now, I believe the things that would actually change is specifically when Orochimaru arrives. Now, I say this because Naruto would still not remember the password, because he would still be that type to not remember things, which leads into them encountering Orochimaru, and Naruto and Sasuke would have no other choice but to combat Orochimaru. Naruto will still get eaten by the snake, and while Naruto is still in the snake's stomach, Hinata would go into a blind rage and manage to strike Orochimaru a couple of times with her lightning-enhanced palm strikes. Team 7 knows they can't waste any time, and so Naruto would proceed to make a Rasengan. Keep in mind this is after the snake is completely exploded thanks to Naruto overstuffing it with shadow clones, so this is after this moment. So it would be Hinata getting into a blind rage, Naruto would then be revealed to be alive, and then now Naruto is making a Rasengan. Just to clarify for the viewers, because I know some of you guys tend to get confused. Anyways, as Naruto is forming his Rasengan, Hinata will then activate her Byakugan and utilize her lightning element into her palms and look at Naruto. And she would then say that together they can ensure Orochimaru's defeat, and Naruto agrees, and so Hinata would proceed to rotate Naruto's Rasengan with her lightning element, which allows them to make a lightning release Rasengan, or as they would call it, the Gentle Step Rasengan. Hinata and Naruto dash at Orochimaru at relative speeds, and to their surprise and to their rescue, Sasuke would arrive and is actually alive and well after being shook up about Orochimaru, and he would proceed to actually cover Naruto and Hinata with the Phoenix Flower Jutsu. So if Orochimaru tries to catch Naruto and Hinata from behind, he would meet a fireball to the face. And so Orochimaru would be caught off guard by Hinata and Naruto's sudden jump in speed and power, and this allows Hinata and Naruto to land their attack on Orochimaru, and Orochimaru would get sent flying and would take heavy damage, but another Orochimaru comes out of the fatigued Orochimaru's mouth and is back to full strength. Basically that weird thing that he does all the time. Anyways, Orochimaru would proceed to smile and say that he's impressed with the Hyuga and the Jinchuriki, but he's mostly craving for the Uchiha right now. However, he wouldn't leave Naruto empty-handed, and he would proceed to seal the Nine Tails like how he did in canon, and Naruto would be out of commission. Orochimaru would then proceed to blitz towards Sasuke, giving him the curse mark, and then Sasuke would then black out, and the only conscious member at this point is Hinata. Orochimaru would then retreat, and Hinata is the only one left to take care of the damage that Orochimaru has done to Team 7. Now, like in the original, only this time Hinata is replacing Sakura. The three Sound Ninja would then try and combat the alone Kunoichi, who's basically guarding her two down teammates. However, Rock Lee would then come to her rescue, and so Rock Lee and Hinata would then begin to work together to try and stop the three Sound Ninja. I will say, because Hinata is actually in this timeline and she's basically covering Rock Lee, I will say she's able to shut down the individual's chakra points, which allows Rock Lee to get a couple of good hits in, which then the three Sound Ninja would then attempt to try and retreat. However, Zaku specifically doesn't want to give up. However, around this point, Sasuke would then wake up and he would then proceed to obliterate Zaku. However, Hinata and Rock Lee would then tell Sasuke to snap out of it. Now, they wouldn't actually have the same touch as Sakura did in canon, because Hinata is actually Naruto's girl, not Sakura being, Sasuke's girl or future girl, and Sakura being someone who cares about Sasuke like that. Hinata doesn't necessarily think of Sasuke like that. So, Sasuke is still in his Curse Mark 1 state, and then he would proceed to dash towards base Rock Lee and actually get a punch in on him. Rock Lee would barely manage to block, but he would just get sent flying back into a tree, and he would proceed to open the first gate, and Rock Lee versus Sasuke would begin. Sasuke would jump into the air to get some distance in and cast his Phoenix Flower Jutsu, and while that happens, Rock Lee would proceed to dodge all the fireballs and would proceed to jump into the air, trying to dynamic entry Sasuke right into the stomach. Now, keep in mind, the Curse Mark 1 stage is below the Curse Mark 2 stage, and the Curse Mark 2 stage is a 10 times multiplier, and we know that opening the gates is a dozens of times of a multiplier, stated by Kakashi himself, and so this means that one first gate guy would definitely obliterate Curse Mark 1 Sasuke. And so, when Sasuke is actually tagged by Rock Lee's dynamic entry, he would get sent flying down into the ground, and he would revert back into his base form, and he would proceed to question what happened to himself. Hinata would then tell Sasuke that he went into some sort of a transformation, and whatever Sasuke went through, that was not the real Sasuke that Hinata knew, at least. And at around this point, Naruto would then wake up, and like in canon, they would encounter Kabuto and pass through the Forest of Death. Now, the reason why I say this is because I don't really see anything changing, other than when Naruto wakes up, he would get the intel about what just happened when he was asleep due to Hinata, Rock Lee, and Sasuke, and then they would say goodbye to Rock Lee, and Rock Lee would hope for Team 7 to make it to the finals, and the Inoshika Cho trio wouldn't be introduced in the Chunin exams at this point in the story. So, basically, instead of getting that corny Sakura cutting her hair, we got a combination of Hinata and Rock Lee, and Sasuke versus Rock Lee, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, with that out of the way, we can finally get into the third round of the Chunin exams. So now we begin with the third round of the Chunin exams, and I'm going to keep the same matchups like in canon. So Naruto will fight Kiba, and Hinata will fight Neji, and Sasuke, Shino, Dosu, Shikamaru, Tamari, Lee, Sakura, and Ino would all have their fights like per normal. However, I do believe Naruto and Hinata would have different fights. We'll first go over Naruto and Kiba's fight. So starting off with Naruto and Kiba's fight, it's a lot more in Naruto's favor since Naruto is a lot faster and a lot more powerful in this timeline. So instead of literally shitting on Kiba to win, he obliterates him with a Rasengan to the dome, and it is Naruto's W. Now, as for Hinata and Neji's fight, Neji and Hinata would still go at it, but Hinata is actually relative to Neji in speed, thanks to her constant training with Kakashi and Naruto and Sasuke. Not to mention, she's able to use her lightning release in combination to her Hyuga style, Taijutsu, which allows her to paralyze Neji from time to time. However, Neji would eventually overcome Hinata by tapping into more of his hidden power, and humiliates her in front of everyone. Naruto would get mad and proceed to throw a Rasengan at Neji, and Neji would actually use his rotation to react to this, and his Rasengan and Neji's rotation would actually counteract each other. Naruto would then proceed to rush at Neji, and this time Kakashi would then intercept Naruto, telling Naruto to knock it off, and they need to make sure Hinata is alright right now. They don't care about this stupid blind rage or this grudge he has for Neji. Naruto needs to make sure Hinata is alright, and Naruto would then snap out of this blinding rage moment, and he would proceed to go to Hinata's aid, and at that point the medical team would then arrive, and then Hinata would be escorted into a medical center. Now, what would happen is the medical team would tell Naruto that he can't come along with them because they need to make sure Hinata is 100% alright and is going to be alive, and so Naruto and Kakashi are then just left there at the Chunin exam stage, confused. Now, they really don't know what to do, and at this point, Naruto and Kakashi would just witness the rest of the exams go on as per normal. For example, Rock Lee versus Gaara, and all that stuff would happen, and Naruto would then have 1 month to train for the final rounds of the Chunin exams. Now, there's one thing I actually didn't touch upon, and that was the Kakashi and Orochimaru encounter, and it actually does play out different. Now, instead of Kakashi just getting into a blind rage and saying to himself what is he thinking for standing up to Orochimaru, Kakashi in this timeline is actually confident thanks to him having early access to his Mangekyo Sharingan, and Orochimaru is actually intimidated by Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan, and Orochimaru decides to retreat, not specifically because he knows Sasuke will come back to him. He does know that Sasuke will eventually come back to Orochimaru. However, Orochimaru is also leaving out of fear for his life because the Mangekyo Sharingan is something only Itachi has used, and Orochimaru had some pretty bad encounters with Itachi himself. And so Orochimaru just dips, and so Kakashi then decides to suppress the curse mark, and he successfully does so, and like in canon, Sasuke is then being trained by Kakashi over the course of the 1 month gap between the final rounds of the Chunin exams. However, someone else would train with Kakashi as well, and that is Naruto himself. Now, Naruto isn't actually going to train with Kakashi for the full time before the Chunin exams. He's actually going to train with him for the same amount of time he trained with Ibisu. However, in this timeline, he's not training with Ibisu, but rather Kakashi. Now, during this time period, I'm actually going to say Naruto learns to discover a brand new element, and I actually put on the community tab, and thanks to you guys' votes, it's actually going to be lightning style. And so Naruto now knows a little bit of lightning style and is actually trying to learn to combine it with his Rasengan and his wind style Rasengan. I'm also going to say that Naruto learns the wind style Rasengan while training with Kakashi and Sasuke. Now, we will say Naruto actually leads Kakashi and Sasuke's training because Kakashi just decided to focus more on Sharingan-based training, and since Naruto doesn't have a Sharingan, he's not going to benefit from this training, and so Naruto is currently looking for some training, and then he would eventually meet Jiraiya-sensei. And so Naruto and Jiraiya would eventually get along with each other very well, and Naruto and Jiraiya would slowly hit it off, and then Naruto, like in canon, would learn how to access some of the Kyuubi's chakra. He would also learn summoning jutsu, along with a brand new jutsu I actually came up with called the Ricochet Rasengan. And so Naruto would actually use his wind style Rasengan, and he's actually figured out over the course of training with Jiraiya a way to utilize lightning release within his wind style Rasengan, and he basically makes a lightning wind release Rasengan, which he calls it the Ricochet Rasengan, which is basically a wind style Rasengan with an electrical aura around it, which basically makes it like a darker blue kind of color, which is a lot more cooler than its original color. But anyways, we now are ready to go into the third round of the Chunin exams, or the finals of the Chunin exams. Let's begin the exam with round 1, Naruto versus Neji. Now, in this timeline, Naruto doesn't want to hold back and immediately taps into the power of the Kyuubi. Keep in mind that this Naruto has witnessed this Neji embarrass the girl that he actually likes, and Neji has actually just been taunting Naruto the entire course of the Chunin exams, and so he's not going to hold anything back, and so Naruto and Neji would just be scrapping. However, I believe this Naruto would attempt to summon a bunch of clones as a distraction to form his Ricochet Rasengan. And so, as the real Naruto is forming his Ricochet Rasengan, Neji would be scrapping with some of Naruto's clones and would be swiftly taking them down. However, when Neji doesn't even know it, Naruto would already speed towards Neji, and he would then slam a Ricochet Rasengan into his stomach, which knocks Neji out cold. Naruto has trialed through Neji, and he would then say how destiny is nothing compared to hard work, and destiny isn't really all that. Now, the other fights would go down like in canon. However, when Kabuto casts the feather illusion technique, Naruto is quickly saved by Kakashi, and Kakashi then tells Naruto to go and assist Sasuke. Naruto would do so and would catch up with Sasuke, which means Sasuke and Naruto would eventually fight Gaara. Now, Shino will still help out against Kankuro like in canon, but now Naruto and Sasuke are fighting in unison against Gaara. Now, Naruto taps into some of the Kyuubi's chakra and makes a wind release Rasengan, while Sasuke proceeds to make a Chidori, and the both of them attempt to combine the two attacks. And it actually works. Naruto and Sasuke would then off-guard Gaara with the sudden boost in speed and power, and then they would slam their combined Chidori and Rasengan attack into Gaara, and right after this Sasuke follows up with the Lion's Barrage, and Naruto follows up with Sasuke's attack with the Uzumaki 2K Barrage. This does devastating damage to Gaara, and Gaara is pretty pissed, and he decides to transform into his Shukaku state out of sheer rage. Now, Naruto has no other choice but to summon Gamabunta, and after a couple of tries, it actually works, and so Gamabunta is then summoned, and Gamabunta then asks for Naruto what does he want, and Naruto would then say for Gamabunta to jump into the air and cast a water bullet jutsu, and so Gamabunta would then say, "Don't boss me around like that." Naruto gets confused because Gamabunta literally asked for what he wanted, but anyways, Gamabunta would then cast a water bullet jutsu. Naruto would then decide to use a Gale Palm Jutsu combined with a Lightning Release Jutsu, and so he would basically spread out a Gale Palm full of lightning, which would actually allow the water to conduct this lightning, and so it would just be a water ball surrounded in lightning armor. And when it actually hits Shukaku, this does devastating damage to him, because remember, Gaara's sand is actually weak to lightning, and so Shukaku's sand would be weak to lightning as well, and if we have a water bullet combined with lightning, it's just going to do devastating damage to Shukaku. Now, as Naruto beats Gaara, Naruto would proceed to Talk no Jutsu Gaara and humanize him, and at that point, the third Hokage would also die and would succumb to Orochimaru. Now, after this, the third Hokage would have a funeral and the Konoha ninja mourn, and this would wrap up the Chunin exams arc, and this would also set up the Tsunade retrieval arc, and Naruto going out to train with Jiraiya to learn a brand new jutsu. However, something different in this timeline would happen. Hinata, before Jiraiya and Naruto leave off, would actually ask Jiraiya and Naruto if she could come along with them, because Hinata doesn't really have anywhere to go and train. And plus, she would want to hang out with Naruto rather than Sasuke and Kakashi, because Sasuke and Kakashi are just mostly going to be training their Sharingan and honing their skills. She can't really do that with her Byakugan, and plus, she just wants to hang out with Naruto a lot more, since remember, Hinata kind of already established that she likes Naruto, and Naruto kind of likes her as well. So Naruto would actually tell Jiraiya that it wouldn't be a bad idea if she came along. But Jiraiya's a little bit iffy about it, because, Jiraiya's always out on research, and so if a girl were to witness that, it would be kind of awkward. Now, I am actually going to leave this off to you guys. Do you guys want Hinata to join Naruto and Jiraiya to their, basically, the Tsunade retrieval arc / the Itachi and Kisame arc? Do you guys want her to join that? Yes or no? Leave that down in the comment section below. And with that out of the way, I'm actually going to be wrapping this part up. I'm sorry it wasn't actually 20 minutes long. I thought it was going to be at first, but we managed to cover everything in less than 20 minutes, which is still impressive. Now, this video is still long, so be sure to hit that like button. Remember, if you guys do want part 4, you guys have to get this video to over 3,000 likes. And if you are new, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and be sure to join the Discord and follow me on Twitter. And with that out of the way, I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching.